I want to start this video off with a disclaimer. Hey everyone, as I said in the intro, I am going to be reviewing this movie, Wonder Woman, which came out in 2017. Now this movie is about, well, Wonder Woman. It's basically an origin story for her, and it tells about her adventures in Earth during the time of World War One. I love this movie. I think it is very well crafted. The story is excellent. The main characters are amazing. Let's start with the acting. The actors I wanted to focus on the most in this review are Chris Pine and Gal Gadot as Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman respectively. They are both fantastic. I mean, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, she is awesome. She seems to fit in the role of Wonder Woman very well. Chris Pine as Steve Trevor is amazing. The chemistry between these two characters is what literally carries the whole movie and makes this movie worth watching. These two characters, Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, both kind of have a fish out of water experience. In the beginning, we see Steve Trevor experience Wonder Woman's island of Themyscira, which is where she was born and lives on an island full of her people, the Amazons. And when Steve Trevor crash lands on her island, is basically clueless about what her island is like. And then for the rest of the movie, we see Wonder Woman go to Earth because she wants to prevent a supposed god from wrecking Earth through a global war, that being World War One. And we see her experience Earth. And so basically, as I've said, Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor both have a fish out of water story. And it's great to watch. It's really fun to see them experience two different environments that they've never actually experienced. One other thing I got to talk about with this movie is the action. I love it. Most of the action, I remember, it's war-based action. So it's kind of like if you've seen the movie Captain America, the First Avenger. There's a lot of action in that movie that takes place on a battlefield in the midst of war. Because Captain America took place during World War II, and this movie takes place during World War One. And the war action in this movie is intriguing. It also makes this movie spectacular. I love it when movies take comics that take place during a war and they put war scenes in this movie. I love that. It feels like it's making a callback to the original source material, that being the Wonder Woman comic book. Even though, fun fact, Wonder Woman actually fought in World War II. It's kind of an interesting piece of trivia. I also love the costumes. I think every costume in this movie fits the time period. For example, Steve Trevor and other soldiers featured in this movie wear clothing that would be worn by people during World War I. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman wears armor from Themyscira. And yeah, it's a very beautiful looking movie. I love the set design too. It captures the devastation and destruction that World War I has caused on Earth. Now, I do enjoy this movie quite a lot. I think it's probably the best movie I've seen. Better than Man of Steel, let me admit that. However, it is flawed to a degree. And the first flaw I want to point out has to do with a character choice that I really don't agree with. There's a scene where Wonder Woman decides, hey, I'm going to do my own thing because I don't agree with Steve Trevor's decisions. And it's all based on her belief that this god that she believes is real and has been told about on her homeland of Themyscira is causing World War One. And she decides, hey, I'm going to go do my own thing in order to take him out. And the whole time, Steve Trevor has been trying to convince her that this war god doesn't exist. However, the scene I'm referring to, when she decides, you know what, I'm going to go do my own thing, Steve Trevor decides, you know what, okay, here's what you got to do in order to do what you need to do. And it feels like it was just out of character for Steve Trevor. It didn't feel like that would be something he would do, because the whole time he's been arguing with her over her beliefs in this supposed god that's causing the war. And it just felt kind of out of place. In order to explain why this first flaw disappoints me, is to go into my second flaw with the movie. That is the revelation of the ultimate villain. And this might be a little bit of a spoiler, so at the end of the movie there's a climactic battle between Wonder Woman and this god that she presumes is real. And the entire time she's been arguing with Steve Trevor over whether or not this god is real. Yet in the end it's revealed that this god actually exists, and it feels like a betrayal of the conversations Wonder Woman has had with Steve Trevor concerning this entity. Kind of drains the fun out of all those conversations she had with Steve Trevor, because those arguments she would have with Trevor over such a god, it made the movie, in my opinion, it was enjoyable to watch these two characters' worldviews clash when they were arguing. They had different points of view, and then we just suddenly see that the movie says Wonder Woman was right the whole time. It feels like it's downplaying all the arguments and conversations that Wonder Woman had with Steve Trevor, because those arguments she had inflated both her and Steve Trevor's character, and it was a little disappointing. The fight was awesome to see, but overall, the appearance of this villain was kind of disappointing. There are other villains in this movie. Naming one that stood out to me was this woman who had like face kind of plastic surgery on her. It felt like not the kind of plastic surgery we have today. It was kind of like they just stuck plastic on top of her face to cover a scar. I thought her character was really interesting. She was a scary villain, even though we only see her just making weapons and such. Despite these issues I have with the movie, Wonder Woman is worth a watch. This is a great movie, and I am excited to see the next one, Wonder Woman 1984, even though I know that's been pushed back. But I'm hoping that it's as good as this one, because this one really was a great movie. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Wonder Woman a 9. That's right, even though I have 2 flaws with the movie, I just like it. I like this movie so much that I decided, you know what? I'm going to give it my honest opinion, and that is the score that I have given. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this review of Wonder Woman. I want to thank the people who have subscribed to this channel. Your support means a lot to me. I want to thank everyone who has tuned in to my videos to watch them. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up on that like button. To support the channel, you can subscribe. I have other videos, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.